What's happening, people? It's your boy Brother Winston with another video. If you like the content, make sure to follow and subscribe to this channel. Alright. So getting into this, we talk about the guy Keith Lee. If you don't know who Keith Lee is, he's a reviewer of different restaurants, so on and so forth. Okay. Me personally, I'm a black business owner. Alright. Seeing what this guy was saying, I was looking at it like, well, look, the guy's giving his honest opinion. Alright. But what he is saying in his reviews and in these videos brings up a much wider topic and subject about black businesses as a whole, okay, and stuff I've been saying for years, all right, about different things that we do that we need to improve upon, all right, different things that we do very well and things that we don't do very well, all right, because black businesses do things very well and there are things that we do not very well, all right, it's just the truth, and some of these things that we have not been doing very well for years have been persisting, all right. Atlanta, which is where Keith Lee went, I'm gonna quickly go into this real fast if you haven't been caught up on this. Atlanta is a place where people from all across the country, black business owners like me, I'm in Philadelphia here. There are people that were in Philly that moved to Atlanta and started businesses, okay, and I'm sure from other cities as well. All right, so Atlanta is like a melting pot for black business owners, not just from Georgia, okay. So he's basically going to a place where he's seeing like black businesses from all across the country in one place. All right, so just keep that in mind, which I think is very cool. And he's a very established reviewer of food, even though he's not Gordon Ramsay or a chef or nothing like that. He used to be a UFC fighter, I believe, but what he's giving you is very good insight because he's a regular person when it comes to food, so on and so forth, all right, who's giving you a review from a regular person's point of view as opposed to a person who's a high-level chef. All right, so I'm going to quickly just go into what happened with him and what he's saying. Then I'm going to go into some of these points here that I have as a business owner myself. I'm a business owner here in Philadelphia. I've been a business owner since 2011, 2012. Okay, so I can tell you right now that it's a lot to this stuff. And a lot of people online are talking about just him talking about these reviews and so on and so forth, but they're talking about the bigger picture, and it's a much bigger picture to what is going on there. So let's go here and let's play this video real quick. Just some of it, probably not the whole thing, of him talking about this subject.
Insane. This is a recap of everything that's happened this week. The good and the not so good. Let's talk about it. Let's just address the elephant in the room. These two videos were posted yesterday. Long story short, me and my family tried to go to Old Lady game, and that situation just wasn't for me. And I want to be very clear. Usually when celebrities come in, they want to be treated like that. I'm not a celebrity. I'm a normal person. So I get the employee was just trying to do our job. I'm just not the target audience for that kind of treatment. So we went to another place. We went to the Toast on Linux timeline. We went to Old Lady game. I shot the video. We left and went to Toast on Linux. Toast on Linux is where those two videos were taken. I had no intention of shooting the video. We just went to eat food. We walked up. It was a 2.5 hour wait time. But the people that were waiting were dressed to the nines.
Now, I'm going to say this right now. If I go anywhere and it's a 2.5 hour wait time, I'm gone. Some people like waiting in long lines. I can tell you right now, 99% of black men, all right, I'm a black man. If we see a line that long, we gone. We're only going to stay there if our woman, if our lady, if our wife wants to be there. But most black men do not like waiting that long. I'm saying that right now.
Head to toe. On Sunday in Atlanta, people go to brunch, so they expect to wait. We didn't know that. While I was there, me and my wife took a picture with a lady who does food reviews. She has nothing to do with the situation other than the fact that we took a picture together while she was eating. They said it was a 2.5 hour wait time. We said, okay, we're going to go somewhere else. While we walked out, the entire staff walked out behind us. They attempted to implore us to stay and said that we could sit down immediately. Again, I'm not the target audience for that. Usually I would just leave, but before we left, we saw 2 cars with 2 people in each car. So they were separate. It was 2 girls in one car over here. It was 2 girls in one car over here. One car had been waiting for an hour and a half. The other car had been waiting for an hour. One car was trying to do takeout. One car was trying to sit down. So again, the people that were waiting inside, that were dressed to the nines, they didn't mind waiting. But the people that were sitting in these cars, I didn't like that. So the owner and the manager walked out and they offered us a table for us to be able to sit down. We told them as a family that we would do takeout, but we wouldn't eat in the restaurant. And the only way we would do takeout is if they gave the table that they was going to get us to the 2 girls that were sitting in this car, which they did. On top of that, they had to make sure the girls that were sitting in this car got takeout before we did, which again, they did. The staff and the owner were extremely accommodating. They were nice, they were accommodating, they were professional. And again, that's just my experience. When we got the food, we all enjoyed it. Personally, the food was good to me. But again, I wasn't recording anything. I was just eating. We paid for our food and I tipped the waitress $500. I wasn't going to say nothing about it because again, I was just eating food. But these videos came out and I just wanted to make sure we clear it up. The lady we met inside the restaurant had nothing to do with anything. She was just eating food and I wasn't arguing with nobody.
I'm not going to go into all his explanations here because he got a few videos talking about this stuff, okay? But what I'm going to say is that at the end of the day, he had good experiences there. He had bad experiences in Atlanta, okay? And he goes into and he's being a critic. All right, he's being a critic. I remember years ago I was going to art school, and I used to draw, and I'm still an artist to this day, you know. But I remember when I went to college, okay, we had to have our work critiqued, and they had to take our work and put it on the wall, and they would say, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. I didn't like it at first, but I understood it's how you grow. So that's what he's doing. He's basically critiquing, all right, people's work. There's nothing wrong with that, you know.
Don't argue. I even said in the video that they recorded. I'm just Keith. Social media aside, I'm a normal person. Cardi B went live last night, and she said this about her situation.
Talking about this guy called Keith. He does restaurant review, and I'm like, who is that? Who is that? I know that being a restaurant owner is a lot of hard work, and so many people have invested money in their restaurants. People, you know, like
I'll stop this just to say I'm probably gonna skip past her, but essentially she making a good point. Cardi B is making a good point. I'm trying to speed this up because this video could be real long, don't want to be too long. But she makes a good point that you know, of course it takes money to start a restaurant. Okay, for black people, you know, I'm talking about African Americans, not people that come from other nations, Jamaicans, or whatever. It's hard many times for us to get loans. I know how it is to try to get loans as a black person. Banks don't want to give it to you. No matter how long you've been in the bank, they're not really trying to give you a loan, but they'll give a loan to a foreigner, or it's just like that. And the foreigners will criticize us, but in reality, they got it better than we do. Okay, just speaking factual here. Okay, and I know that personally, as a business owner, trying to do certain things. Okay, so people will say, okay, well, follow that. Why are you going to criticize and attack a black business? It's not that it's not that we're attacking them. It's that we're trying to help you become better and show you there are problems that need to be fixed. Okay, so just like if Gordon Ramsay goes somewhere, goes to a restaurant and says this is trash, this needs to be fixed X, Y, Z on the show, people will love that and say, well, he's showing you what you need to do. But then a black guy will come and do the exact same thing, and people will attack him and send his family death threats, which is what happened. Okay, so Cardi B is saying, look, at the end of the day, I think she lives in Atlanta sometimes. That's what people were saying, that sometimes Cardi B is in Atlanta and she had maybe a place in Atlanta, and she was saying, look, you know, she was saying some stuff that I really agree with. She was saying, look, y'all close early, which I've seen here in Philly. Black businesses, they close early, they're open late. All right, service is not that great. All right, and I'm some of the bad ones, okay. But you know, they got long lines, and I'm like, I've been at y'all places one time, and that was it. That was enough for me. I don't need to go back. Okay, and that's basically what Cardi B is saying. You know, she's talking about New Yorkers down in New York. They're trying to get money. They do everything they can to get y'all service. Whereas in these places, it's like they see it as a given that black people are gonna come, and they just treat them any old kind of way. All right.
They're everything, but I always find
one of the restaurants that me and my family went to. The Real Milk and Honey and Milk and Honey are two different restaurants. The Real Milk and Honey is a restaurant we went to. Milk and Honey is a restaurant we did not attend. I already was very clear and transparent, asking y'all not to leave hate anywhere. But specifically, don't leave hate to the Milk and Honey. They didn't do anything. Update, I just received a notice from the owner of the Milk and Honey. The place that we did not go to, them and their employees been receiving death threats.
Alright, so basically he's saying, look, I'm trying to tell y'all not to attack them. People did. Let's move on real quick to see what else he's saying here.
And I mean, under any circumstance we're able to do while we're in Atlanta.
I've been through so much to open this restaurant. Didn't even know I was going to be able to open it. And you know, tonight, who walked through my door? Keith Lee.
It is 8:40 at night, and this is the line.
He needed this. Nigga, what?
Popular TikToker Keith Lee is sparking a lot of conversation about Atlanta's food scene.
So we're gonna stop this right here and go to this next one real quick, because basically people got mad at Keith Lee for saying things that weren't positive about some of these restaurants. All right, let's go to this joint. You go see what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's talk about it. Every restaurant that me and my family go to, we were either A, invited by the restaurant themselves, or B, was told about the restaurant 100+ times. From locals, from people who mention me, from people who email me, DM me. 99% of the time, I never go to a random restaurant. With that being said, my opinion was asked for. So many narratives being pushed, and it's insane to me. But let's be honest, what else do you want from me? If I go to a bunch of restaurants and I have a string of good experiences, then I'm being too nice, I'm lying, the narrative's being pushed, that my eye roll is fake, and I'm lying just to help people. Then on the same hand, if I go to 2 or 3 restaurants where I don't have the best experience, now I'm tearing down businesses, now I'm being mean, now I need to shut up, now I need to mind my business, I need to sit down. Again, I can't win for this. I understand everybody gonna have an opinion on the situation. You can disagree with me, you cannot like what I say. Completely understand, I'm okay with that. But when my safety and my family's safety start coming into play, that's where I draw the line at. But what can't happen is with my family or the restaurants or anybody's safety start coming into play. It's absolutely overboard.
Especially when I was asked to get my opinion, because you telling me my opinion only matter if it's positive. Because if it's positive, you got my face plastered on the wall and you saying Keith Lee been here. But if it's negative, I need to sit down somewhere. You don't know who I am. That's crazy to me.
See, because I know some of you guys may not know who he is. I never heard of the guy, okay? Because I don't listen to food reviews like that. But a lot of people know who Keith Lee is. He has millions of followers on TikTok. Okay, a lot of people know who this guy is. So he's saying, look, when I go somewhere, y'all literally put a picture of my face on the wall, okay, to draw people in. All right. But then when it's something bad, y'all say you need to sit down. You know, you need to take take a bunch of seats and all that kind of stuff people be saying. And he definitely got a point. All right. And it's kind of crazy because I think at the end of this, he said something like, yeah, I'm not even going to do this anymore if y'all keep on treating me this way, because this is ridiculous. Y'all giving my family, y'all threatening my family and so on and so forth. And this is the black community. Not everybody in the black community, but this is many people in the black community doing this. All right. We got to learn to take critiques. We got to understand that getting better is not just people telling you all the time, oh, you're doing great, girl, man. This is excellent, blah, 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 blah. No, you got a problem here. This don't make no sense. What are you doing? Because the thing is, a lot of times black people, I'm just going to be factual here. Some black people, we're used to many times not having money or just, working jobs we don't want to pay. So then when we get into the world, we get into the business world, into the entrepreneur world, all that kind of stuff, we start seeing money come in. Sometimes the money can blind us. It can cause us to not have compassion for others. Okay, it can cause us to be like, look, we work these jobs and be like, they treat you like you're just a number, and then we'll start our own business and treat our own people just like a number. Not only the employees, but the people that are coming in, we'll treat them just like a number. I've seen it so many times. All right, and this is a problem.
So much positive that happened in Atlanta that was shunned by the negative. There was so many restaurants we was blessed enough to help. We went to an array of restaurants like we always do at every city. I'm gonna be 100% transparent, 100% candid. Me and my family will postpone touring if other cities gonna be like this. Every review not gonna be the best. I'm gonna be 100% honest. If you want me to come, please understand, I will be honest. I don't mean no harm. I don't have no malicious intent. I mean that, and when I say it, I mean it. People be like, well, you know what you're doing. You know if you give a bad review, people gonna come and flood it with hate comments. What else do you want me to do? I'm telling people not to go and leave hate comments. I'm telling people not to leave negative comments. I'm telling people make their own opinions. You want me to lie and say I had a good experience, or you want me to only post the videos when I have a positive experience? And all of the videos I post is only gonna be positive experience. Then the narrative gonna be pushed. I'm only trying to be positive, and we're gonna end up in the same situation.
And on top of that, I think something that's getting lost in translation. When that happens, the restaurants that we are blessed enough to help won't be helped in the same manner, because people won't show up in the same way, because my reviews will be inauthentic. One of the reasons people show up the way they do is because they know I'm being honest and I'm giving my personal opinion and my
right. So we're gonna go to the next video, right? Basically he's saying, look, what y'all want from me, okay? Which is completely understandable, okay? Once again, accountability. In the black community, we gotta be accountable for what we're doing, and we have to learn how to take criticism. All right. We can't say that we're being disrespected by other races, so on and so forth. We're not being seen as on the same level when they take criticism, okay? And when it's time for us to be criticized, we just start attacking in every direction. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go to this last video here. This is a clip from this channel, Impressive, from this chick, Candy Burris, or who's a celebrity. I believe she's a singer, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I believe she's a famous singer. And Keith Lee went to one of her restaurants, right? And what happened was, this is something that I thought was very interesting. He went to one of her restaurants, right? And they had a super long line, right? Like I said, most black men, we see a long line, we gone. I'll tell you that right now, we gone. I want to wait somewhere for even half an hour, all right? Unless, like, the person I was with really, really wanted to be there, okay? Like, that's a long time. I'm that person. I don't like going through restaurants because of this type of stuff, all right? So anyway, he goes to this restaurant, right? They tell him it's a super long wait. I think they said it'll be over an hour, maybe 2 hours long wait, right? So he was like, all right. So I think what happened was he sent his family in, right? And they said it's gonna be a long wait. Then he says that he went in there and they said, oh, we gonna get a table for you, right? So they said I think they said something like, we gonna get a table for you right now. But when he sent his family in, they was like, no, you're gonna wait for 2 hours. So, but because he's like a celebrity in this type of world, this this foodie world, whatever you want to call it, they was like, and they know that him reviewing their restaurant could be good for them. Now, mind you, I don't think that Candy was actually there when this happened. I don't think that she was telling him to do this. It was just the employees, whatever, maybe the manager on duty at that time. They said, look, put him ahead of everybody else. Now, the problem with that is this, is that if I wait in the line, right? I'm waiting in line in a black business, and somebody comes in, Keith Lee, somebody that me personally, I don't even know who the guy is. Some dude comes in who I don't even know who he is, and they say, oh, it's so and so, it's so and so. All right. And they put this person in front of me. So I'm waiting, and they put the person in front of me. That's the equivalent of me waiting to make a turn in a long line of cars, and then the car comes from the left side on the opposite lane and is cuts in front of me. All right, that's literally the exact same thing happened. I don't care if a person is a celebrity. It means nothing to me. I don't care if it's a celebrity I know of. I don't care if it's Jamie Foxx. I don't care if it's Denzel Washington. They shouldn't be able to get ahead of me when I'm waiting in line. They ain't put in the work of waiting in line. But look at how she responds to this. And I want to say is also that I'll give her Candy this credit. When he went to her restaurant and he said it's happened to him, right? And he felt that it wasn't right. She did come out with a response saying, look, I respect his opinion, XYZ. She wasn't ignorant at all. Okay, some people were ignorant. All right, there was a guy that came out. You could look this up online. I'm not gonna put a video up where he had his 2 daughters in the video, and he was saying, who's Keith Lee to his daughters. This is like the owner of this other business, right? Who Keith Lee went to, and he was saying, yo, who's Keith Lee? He was basically trying to dismiss the guy, okay, because to try to, I guess, run some damage control for what happened with his restaurant, because Keith Lee went there and didn't have the best experience. All right, so with Candy Burr, she was like, look, I respect the guy's opinion, so on and so forth. We could have done better, seemingly. But look what she says here, which I think is really messed up.
To be honest with you, I think people need to understand that Keith Lee, I'm a fan of his page too. I watch, right? And we know that he can help make or break a restaurant. And right now, it's like a time where all the restaurants aren't doing that great, right? So anybody would want him to be there. And I just feel like at the end of the day, well, first of all, I didn't tell her to show him no favoritism because I like you. I know that he doesn't like that. But, our host, I don't know.
So she's talking about the person that was there. She's saying, I didn't tell him to do that, to Keith Lee, to put him ahead of somebody, all right?
He said that it was because she checked the people off with us and that's what happened. But even if it wasn't, I think he needs to understand that people want to show him love. And it's not that we don't love our customers, but if we...
Attention on... They trying to put a commercial. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me scroll down this real quick. Now look at what she about to say here, right? Check this out, right? Here we go. My fault.
One celebrity or one influencer go early, it doesn't hurt the rest of our customers because he's taking pictures, he's doing stuff in a lot.
What? Listen to what she says here again.
Go early, it doesn't hurt. We let one celebrity or one influencer go early, it doesn't hurt the rest of our customers because he's taking pictures, he's doing stuff.
You know what she worded it? She didn't say go ahead of the customer. She said go early. It's like trying to soften the blow. It doesn't hurt our customers. Yes, it does, because I'm there with my money in my hand waiting to get served. And you're letting him get ahead of me, which is making me wait even longer.
And a lot of them are happy that he's there. But if he doesn't eat at our restaurant, it does hurt us because all the business they had the opportunity to...
All right. And I can see what she's trying to say. Well, if he don't come there, then we won't get a picture of him on our wall to say that he was there and he gave us a good review. So we need him that bad. So just be understanding. All right. If y'all want him to come that bad, have him come when the restaurant is closed. Simple as that. And that leads us into what I'm going to talk about today, okay, which is this. All right, these few points here, which is that, and I'm a black business owner myself, right, which is this, right? The problem is that black businesses, at the end of the day, right? Let me mute this real quick. At the end of the day, we got a lot of issues that we need to fix, okay, seriously. We got a lot of issues that we need to fix. Now, this is the first one I got, right? Some black businesses see you as a dollar, right? While non-black businesses see you as the president of the United States, all right? That's something I experienced just yesterday. I went to this seafood place, right, last night, right? I don't eat seafood like that, but they sold chicken there. So I was like, I'm gonna go get some chicken. There was like a chicken salad, whatever, something that they had, salad with chicken strips in it, whatever, right? So I went there to get this stuff, right? And I'm waiting in line, right? The girl checking the person out, the girl taking the woman's order in front of me, I was taking takeout, right? The woman who was at the register, right, ran this other girl up, right? She made a mistake somehow, right? So I ordered, and then she made a mistake. So the manager had to come out, right? Because she made a mistake on this girl's order, or did something that was off, right? So the manager come out. So I'm trying to ask the girl the whole time, like, look, I'm still trying to ask her, yo, what kind of sauce y'all have for these strips, right? I'm trying to ask her what kind of sauce y'all have. Cause I ended up getting some strips with some fries, right? That was like a little combo, whatever. So I'm like, yo, what kind of, sauce can I get? So she's like, well, whatever you want. I'm like, whatever I want. I need you to tell. I wasn't like, mad at her, but I was kind of thinking to myself, like, yo, I need you to tell me what y'all have. Don't just say whatever you want. So the manager was there. So he turned from the other woman. He was trying to the one who had the issue. He turned to me. This is the white guy. And he says, well, we have any names right now. Of course, maybe the employee didn't know the names. That's why she said that. Okay, maybe she didn't know. So he starts naming them. And then he says, I could even get you this other special garlic one if you want from somewhere else. All right. So I'm like, okay. So he's talking to me and treating me like I'm the biggest guy in the world. All right. So then I sit down somewhere. He come out himself personally, right? And gets this sauce that he put into this like little jar, right? I'm like, all right, I appreciate that. Then he brings my order out, okay, which I can tell is not normal policy. Then he brings my order out personally to me. All right, now I'm not a celebrity, all right, but he's treating me like one, because in business you have to treat everyone like they are a celebrity. All right, you have to do that. Me personally, I have more than one business. Okay, one of the businesses that I have is I have a video business. All right, I've been doing that for over 10 years. You have to treat everyone with great respect. I've had other businesses selling stuff online. All right, you have to treat everyone with great respect because they can bring you more customers. It's just right. Also, treating people with respect is something you should just always do. People deal with people who they like and who they can trust. All right, so for you to be the person to just sit there and treat people like, well, look, you're just a number. I'm just getting money from you. It doesn't really matter. I can put a celebrity in front of you. That doesn't make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what some black businesses don't understand. That's what this lady Candy was saying, which in my opinion is really ridiculous. I'm not trying to say nothing against her personally, but what she's saying does not make any sense. Okay, and these are the type of things that make black people not want to come to black business. Okay, like another point here. Some black owners see the money sometimes because they are black owned and they begin to scam. No, sometimes, let me say this again. Some black businesses, some black owners see the money, all right, and sometimes simply because they are black owned, they scam people with food and service that's not comparable to even Olive Garden, all right. So essentially, and that's really, really true. We'll say, okay, well, I'm black owned, so that means that people are going to come to my business regardless. Okay, that's sometimes the way we look at it. Well, they will come to our business regardless because we black owned. We the only black owned. Let's say you're the only black owned business in a certain city or whatever, or city. If you live in a little small, usually not a state but city, or maybe you live in a small city, whatever case it be. Okay, like here in Philly, we got different black owned businesses, but it's probably not the same amount as a larger city. Okay, we got like 1.7.8 million. New York is like 9 million. Okay, Atlanta is smaller. But Atlanta got probably way more black business overall, okay, than somewhere like Philly, okay. It's like the Mecca, they say, for black businesses and so over, okay. Okay, so then you have let me say this real quick, okay. I'm gonna give you guys an example, right? There was this place that I went to years ago, right? This lady had this event at this place. I don't want to get the name here, but this is a restaurant that I went to years ago, right? Still exists to today, I believe. Black-owned businesses, right? That these two guys, okay, these two millionaire brothers actually started, I believe, right? They started this business here in Philly. This restaurant, right? And a lot of black people like going there. So I went there one day for this event this lady had, because I think the money that we were spending for the food, somehow part of it was going to her, right? So basically I'm in there and I pay like maybe 20 something for the just for the food alone, right? And I end up getting it's like a salmon portion with like something else, right? It's like supposed to be like a nice seafood type dish, right? I get it. They give me this big white plate, right? And the salmon portion is super small, and it's surrounded by like a little bit of maybe it came with something else, and it came with like this little like parsley or something else like around it. I'm thinking to myself like, yo, I'm paying $20 something, all right. And that was their regular price, like $20 something, like $25, whatever, $27 for a small salmon portion. I'm like, yo, I used to work in seafood. I know this is small, and y'all give me this little bit of food, and you charge me $25+, all right. For this little bit of food, but you give it to me on a big plate. So I felt like I was being scammed. When I got that, the first thing I said to myself was, I'm never coming back here again. I'm never coming back here again. All right. And I'm like, black people are in there. Of course they had a band and people, playing all this kind of stuff. And that's great and all. But I'm like, yo, did this, and on top of the fact, it was a wait. We had to wait a while to get the food. But on top, and that's understandable, okay, because there's a lot of people there. But my thing is this, I'm waiting. And then the portion I get is very, very small, but the price is not small. All right. And this is years ago. This is before, 2020. This is 2020. This is years ago. All right. So now I'm sure that the prices probably went up because of inflation and everything. We got a few more points here. then we gonna get out of here. All right. So think about this. This is another point I got, right? And this is something that I think that a lot of businesses need to look into, right? Now they talk about the long lines, right? Keith Lee was saying he's seeing a lot of long lines, right? This is my thing. I work this down, right? Long lines can happen, right? But a business with 2-hour wait times, all right, that's been around for 7+ years needs to expand to serve the people, all right? Build an additional building or redo the store to fit the demand or open up other locations and direct people there, okay? Open longer also, all right, to meet the demand instead of closing early and opening late. This is what a lot of businesses, and I'm gonna say black businesses, are doing. A lot of these black businesses, one of the problems is that they're not open every day. Number one, now, and I know businesses right around me where there are black businesses, restaurants that are not open every day. Now somebody may say, well, that's because they can't afford to be open. Okay, I get that. All right, I get that. But then on other days, y'all got an insane demand. All right, y'all not being open on other days does affect that. It adds to the fact that y'all now got super lines, all right, on the weekends. Okay, so y'all got these big lines, right? And if you just open up, let's say you open up a restaurant, the restaurant is a hit. You don't know that it's going to be that crazy. You just got a loan to open up the restaurant. Understandable, all right? You don't have a lot of money to build another building. That's understandable. But if you've been around for a very long time, you need to meet that demand. You need to handle it. You can't just say, oh, well, the money's coming in. Once again, this goes on to my first point of just seeing people, as a number, not treating them like they're the president of the United States. You know that there's a problem. You know that y'all got long lines. And instead of you dealing with the long lines, you say, oh, well, look, our restaurant's popping. We got long lines every single weekend. That's not a good thing in my opinion, because if the lines is out of control, you got a lot of people, number one, that literally are being turned off by the business because the lines is too long. That's what a lot of these people don't understand. Think about that. People leave because the lines is sometimes it's too long. And it's showing me, well, y'all been around for years and y'all haven't done nothing to kind of handle this problem. All right. There's a place, for example, in Philadelphia called Max's Cheesesteaks, right? It was on like the movie Creed and whatnot. It's a pretty famous cheesesteak place, right? They have lines at times, right? But if you go to Max's Cheesesteaks, the way they have the stuff set up, they have it set up so that probably better than any other cheesesteak place in the city, okay? And I'm not even a fan of Max's like that, okay? But at the end of the day, I gotta say that the way they have stuff set up, they move you in and out, in and out, in and out. They ask you what you want, all right? They be shouting at you, what do you blah. They move stuff better than any. I mean, I worked at a few fast food joints, okay? I can tell you now, they do a better job of moving people and getting them where they need to be and getting their food to them probably better than anyone else, okay? When it comes to how they really should be studied when it comes to how they really do stuff, all jokes aside, okay? Because I worked a lot of places and I know how, orders get messed up and this and that. They have lines at times, and this is a huge tourist spot in our city, okay? Like I can tell you right now, the lines are never so long that they're going around the block and this and that because they move people in and out. They move people in and out, all right? They really do. Celebrities come there, but they know how to move people in and out. They understand that you can't have stuff just get out of control. And on top of that, Max's has other locations. All right. So you look online for Max's Cheesesteaks, you can see, well, if I can't go here, I'm gonna go there. You understand what I'm saying? So they took that money that they got from all those years of being in business and made another location to help the public. All right, that makes sense. Now we coming on to the end of this end of my points here. All right. Another point I have here is a lack of love for our own people. All right. These owners see the issue and say, we getting bread regardless, who cares? All right, which is what I was just saying. Okay. Next point is we got to learn to accept critics instead of attacking them. All right. This is why some of us cannot grow. All right. No business mind, but instead we have a money mindset. Okay. Not a business mindset, but a money mindset. And there's this book that I'm referencing here. It's called Acres of Diamonds. All right. This is a very good book. If you're in business, you need to, or just in general, it's a very, very good book that you need to read. It's a short book too. It's called Acres of Diamonds. And in this book, this guy who essentially knows all about business. I don't know all the businesses that this guy had, but this is an old book from like the early, I think the mid 1900s. All right. And this guy basically was saying that if you have a business, for example, right? And the guy actually is from was living in Philadelphia for many, many years. I don't think he's originally from Philly, but he's been here for many years, right? And the guy basically was saying that if you have a business, right, and let's say you have I think you're saying if you have a hardware store, right? If somebody comes in and says, do y'all sell these type of hammers? And you say, no, we don't sell that type of hammer, right? And then another person comes in and asks for the same thing, and another person asks for the same thing, and you say, we don't gotta stop stop getting mad at me, stop asking this question because it's making me mad, okay? Then you keep asking this question. He said, if you just keep hearing that and you don't do nothing about it, you're not really serving the customers because they have something they want. You don't have it. You need to order that. He said, but if you order it, now you're actually serving the community and being a service to everyone in the community, okay? And when these people see these lines, when these people have these issues, like when Keith Lee is showing people, look, y'all got a bunch of issues. Y'all will push someone in front of someone else, which can cause a fight or a shootout because y'all are willing to do that, disrespecting the customers, not even caring about them. All right, that's a problem. And he's showing you guys that's a problem. That's why in these videos he keeps on saying, I'm a regular person. I'm a regular person. Even though people see him as a celebrity now from his TikTok, but he's at the end of the day, he said, look, I'm a regular person. All right, you shouldn't treat me special because it's hurting somebody else when you do that. All right. So this book basically says, look, at the end of the day, when you see a problem, fix it. All right. You can't just say this is my business. No, it's the community business because you're there for the community. That's what you're saying when you open up the doors for anyone to come in, for the public to come in. All right. And then finally, my last point here is basically we gotta emulate business owners and black business owners that do things right. Okay. There's this company basically that I worked for many years. Okay. Since I've been doing video and the graphic design and so on and so forth. And they are a performing arts school here, a black-owned performing arts school, right? The owner of the performing arts school is a black woman, excellent woman, classy. All right, she's actually my age or maybe a few months older than me. And then her husband, and they have kids too. They're very classy, very respectful. I can't say anything bad about them. All right, even in 2020 when stuff was going down and they had to shut down. All right. They just kept it going. That stopped, I'm like, that was a lot of their income. Most of their income, I believe, was coming from this performing arts school, right? Philly, probably one of the biggest ones in Philly, right? When they shut down, they somehow were able to, keep things going and so on and so forth. They had other things that they had going on, but that was a lot of their money was from that. All right. But one thing about them was that they always treated me with respect. I can say that right now. Me, them basically contracted me out. The owner always paid me early, even though I didn't ask her to pay me early. She always would pay me early. Which makes sense because now you're getting that out of the way. You're not holding somebody's money up if something happens. Which was showing me that she's treating me with respect. So I always wanted to give her a deal because she's treating me with respect. All right. They were always respectful to me. Every time I dealt with them, they were always respectful with me every single time. All right. Also, another thing I noticed about this business, this couple, is that whenever they have an event, right, they'll rent out some of the largest arenas in Philadelphia, right? I've seen them rent out places downtown, which can be extremely pricey. All kinds of I've filmed at all kinds of places, right, with these people, right? And I've seen them take the money that they got from these kids, from their parents, okay, paying for these kids to basically be here, to be a part of this school, and they would take that money and put it into these events. All right, the events would be lavish. All right, they'd be very, very respectful to the people that would come. They would have food, they would have vendors, and it was always a pleasure to film. It's always a pleasure to film for these people. Okay. The display was crazy, very, very classy. And then when I was filming, right, they would tell the parents, listen, please do not film with your phones. People still do. All right, well, that's a whole nother subject, but they would say, please don't film with your phones because we have a videographer here and he is filming everything, and DVDs are going to be given out, so on and so forth, will be sold, so you can buy that, so on and so forth. All right. So they always, tried to look out for me, even when I was filming, okay, to give me more promotion. All right. And from me working for them, I've got other jobs and so on and so forth. Okay. There's other people even who are part of the staff that I work with because of them. All right. I would mention them here, but I'm not sure if they want me to mention them, so I'm not going to mention them for the sake of that. I've not asked them about this. And oh yeah, did I mention Max's already? All right. So I want to say this last thing before I go, right? Which also kind of brings home what I'm trying to say here. All right. You think about a company like Chick-fil-A, right? I personally don't really like Chick-fil-A like that. I used to actually work for Chick-fil-A for many years, but some of the things that they do I don't really like, so I don't shop there anymore. But I can say one thing which black businesses need to look at, especially these ones in Atlanta, right? If you look at Chick-fil-A, at least here in Philadelphia, right? If you go to Chick-fil-A, especially on a Friday or Saturday, right? The lines are crazy, right? The lines are crazy. And you say, well, the lines are crazy there. How you gonna blame black business for having a crazy line? They have lines that's crazy too, right? But at the same time, look at this, right? At least Chick-fil-A tries to do something. They have at least here in Philly. I don't know how there's other cities, but at least here in Philly, they'll have a person outside, right? I know this is actually what they have other cities, but I'm not sure if it's every city, right? But they'll have a person outside, usually 2 people, right? That'll be like helping people in the line, getting your orders while you're waiting in the drive-thru, right? In the drive-thru, I meant to say drive-thru myself. I'm talking about, well, it's a drive-thru, whatever. It's still a long line, but basically the drive-thru is crazy, right? And if someone outside, usually taking your order or trying to figure out what's going on to help you out, okay, before you get to the windows, okay, just to help the process, knowing that there's a problem. All right, my issue with Chick-fil-A is the fact that what they really need to do is actually build larger buildings, but instead of them taking the money that they give in the restaurant to do that, instead what they'll do is create a small building, or have an extremely long line, and it has somebody outside in this little bubble suit. So when it's cold outside, I mean, there's times I've been to Chick-fil-A, which is actually the last time I've been to Chick-fil-A, when I saw it, I was shopping everywhere. I saw an old lady outside in the middle of the winter in one of those little bubble suits. I'm like, instead of y'all making a larger building, you're gonna put this old woman outside in the rain and the cold, okay, with a bubble suit on, because y'all don't want to build a larger building. We have the money to do that and make her suffer like this for no reason at all, because y'all want to get this money. But at least Chick-fil-A has to understand that this is a problem. We need to do something about it. Okay, having a person outside in that little suit that they have, the all-weather suit, which has heat and all kinds of stuff in it, is not at all the best way of fixing that problem. But at least they're trying to do something. But a lot of black businesses, you look at it like, look, we could be here for 40 years. We're not changing nothing. We got this one site. Y'all gonna come, y'all gonna wait in lines that's 4 or 5 hours long, messing your whole weekend up because your woman want to go here, so they do gotta suffer because y'all don't want to do nothing about these lines. And then when something happened with the economy, right now we're going to deal with all kind of crazy inflation. Y'all say, oh, well, y'all don't want to support black business. No, it's because of the way that you are operating with a money mind instead of a business mind, with a greedy mind, with a mind set on greed instead of a mind set on how can I support my people? How can I look at what's going on with my business? When you look at any business that you have, you should always look at how can we improve every single day. How can we improve? What are some of the issues? Okay, that's why they have Yelp reviews and things like that, so you can see what people are having problems with and fix them. Okay, and that's what now Atlanta. It's not like Atlanta just opened up yesterday. Atlanta's been around for many years. Okay, it's a city in America, in the U.S. All right, so at the end of the day, these black businesses have been there for a long period of time. A lot of them. Okay, so because of that, these issues that they know that they're experiencing, that they've been having, they need to get fix them. All right, at the end of the day, he came here and reviewed it, and people start hating on him because he was saying, look, these are problems. If you can't take criticism, you will never grow. Simple as that. All right, you guys. So I want to thank you guys for watching. It's your boy, Brother Wednesday. Like the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Or if you're watching somewhere else, follow the page. Just being factual here, okay? I being a business owner myself, I've seen all kinds of stuff, which I'm not going to mention about when it comes to black people just trying to do me dirty or attacking me for stuff when it's really their own fault. People stiffing me on money and trying to do all kinds of stuff, which means me have to do things this way and that way, and just all kinds of stuff, okay? For my own community, so that we should not be experiencing. Okay, we got enough going on with people that hate us to be doing this to each other. Okay, so we gotta do better at the end of the day. And I'm glad that this stuff happened with this guy. All right, guys. So thank you guys for watching. If you watched to the end, I appreciate that. God bless you guys. Take care. Peace.